Hello, everyone. Back again. This is Sandy Wilhelmina with sheep and the dogs, and Jim is back to work. He had a minor surgery Friday on his foot, and I'm playing catch up. Not ketchup on burgers, catch up. This is a totally unexpected behemoth of a book, of a journal. It is by 10.5 by, we'll say 6.5. I had no idea what I was doing when I started this monster, but I really love how it turned out. This is some fabric that was tea dyed and a vintage buckle, probably from somebody's little dress, maybe. And when I started this and as it moved along, I decided it was something I could use some paper that I've had a long time squirreled away in a bundle that needed to stay together because it came from one family. I'm pretending it was her. So this picture, Peter pin, comes with it. And oh my gosh, it's really hard for me to give this one up, but holy cow, right? This did come with the papers, and they were German. And this is one of those little keepsake books, and it says it was given at Easter 1899 to Sophie from Stella, New Haven, Connecticut. So I'm guessing that this thing would have been taken over the seas when they came over. That's what I say. Ah. And this is not got a date on it. These usually do not have a date. I'm not going to show you every page because whoever gets this journal needs to have some surprises, but those are beautiful. And I've had this on my shelf because I did not want to take it apart, and now it has a home where it belongs with the rest of the paper. Then it opens this way, and you get a really cute little baby picture. That must be hers too. It says it's Eleanor Black. Not sure. This came from, oh my gosh, who sent that to me? I'm really sorry, you guys. My memory is just toast. It's an envelope sewn up beautifully. And I hope I remember who sent that to me. Okay, moving on. I'll put it in the bottom in the description if I remember. So we'll see at the end if you can tell what I started with as a base for this. So this is a packet full of goods. This is important papers. This is their citizenship certificate. One for Hannah and one for Emmerich. He looks like a serious dude. They came from Germany, and this is from February 1, 1918. It's right in the middle of the flu epidemic here and a war. And so this is a pocket. All of these pages are German, and they come from a hymnal. I think it was 1892. There's a black button, a pearl button, or mother of pearl. This is from a German magazine, fashion magazine, 1889. This is, someone made this into a ruffle and tea dyed it. And this cover is a very, very vintage piece of quilt that was, there was color to it, but you could barely see the colors. So someone went ahead and tea dyed it, and I love that the colors kind of show up through there. And then I did a little stitchery, nothing major or crazy. And then there's a pocket here and a pocket here. And I made this is just a little notebook from a spice box. And this is in German. This is not, but it's a nice big piece of ledger and took some extra papers. And then this is from an 1858 Illustrated London News of Berlin. Bird's Eye of Berlin. So maybe they brought that with them to remember home. Oh goodness. This just grew and grew and grew. I don't even know what's called this thing except it's a journal of keepsakes. There's some more of her keepsake buttons. And then this opens and you have a little I'm not sure what these are, if they're from a corset or whatever they were from. Buttons. And there's a letter here that one of them had written. This didn't go with it, but I liked it. Amerika. That might have been in her papers. I don't know. 1954. Passport. And then her passport. Fingerprints and everything. So this is the real paper that went with this family. One of my little lace butterflies. Silly. And then this is from 1809. Just a scrap of paper I had, so I put it down with my very own tape. And then there is also this little journal part. I did sew it in. I meant to not sew it in so you could actually take it out and write on it. But, whoops. This is a German almanac page. This is from the London paper. This is French. It's another scrap of paper. This one, I think it says 1839. And this is from the German fashion paper. This one's 1909. This is a page from a German school book. Cute little puppy going for a ride. And that just turns here. And this has a letter on onion skin and some very old cards maybe they brought with them. I made those, they're not real. A vintage doily. And this is Edith Holm. Edith Holm? Edith. Ugh, in German. That's so pretty. This folds out. It's in the room. This was a fly page from a very old book. I believe, I don't remember. I've had this paper for a very long time, hoarding it up, but I don't remember who dyed it. This is from that I want to say 1889 German fashion / ladies magazine. This might be a relative. And look, I even used that. You could hang it up if she wanted. I'm so clever. So, this is a patty print. There's a few buttons here that she might have wanted to save. One's kind of fancy. There's a bottle. And then I figure someone probably played music, so there's guitar strings there. And this is the rest of that ad or article about flowers from the magazine. And then the rest is just the back of all the papers, ledger. This is from let's see if I wrote out on the inside, German newspaper magazine. Did I write the date? 1909. And it's a picture of, well, you can see. I'm not going to try and turn this thing so that it need to leave some mystery for the new owner, right? On Cheapside. I want to go to see what Cheapside's like in London now. A couple of calling cards. This is straw paper. Voila. How about that? So I don't even know. I just call it a journal. Keepsake journal, maybe? Oops, I just unglued that. Need better glue on it. Maybe I need some double-sided sticky glue down there. I think I'll do that. I have to remember. So then this folds in. There's the baby. There's the baby. Oh, wait. It folds. See, now I've done it. Folds like that. Like that. The baby goes here. There. Keepsake thingy. And the lady. And I'm not going to tie it shut because you all saw I broke. And it's a good thing I broke it because it wouldn't let it go to someone else and get broken and have them be sad. I've been doing other stuff. This was my end of the day scrap pile. Isn't he cute? And of course, look at the diamond glaze right there. Not finished, but these were some flower prints or whatever I had kept, and I didn't do anything with them, so I said, I'm doing it. So I'll either make them into journaling cards or tag journals or for gifty things in my pack orders. Then I had a little shopping going on. I bought a couple of things from Patty at Sacred Mementos. And if you haven't been to one of her sales, even if you don't want to shop, there's just some awesome things. And I've learned a lot watching her sales. This book is so beloved that they actually re-sewed a different leather binding on here. And I think that's just my favorite part. This is Lady of the Lake by Walter Scott. Look at that. It's just a beloved book. I believe it is rag content paper, for what little I know. And it's from 1812. All of the things I love. The paper you could use. I'm not quite ready to think about taking this apart. So it's going to sit on my shelf, probably this way, so that I don't know though. I love that. Where is it for now? Oh, I could be into my shelf. And there's this. I have a problem when it comes to caddy sales. Sometimes I get such old stuff. So this is a Bible, and it's so fancy and pretty. It's all textured. It's not in good shape. This says Salem, Richland County, Ohio, William Guthrie. Presented to, and I can't read the rest, and this is from 1861. When fortune fails and friends are few, say, shall I find a friend in you? February 4th, 1878. Number 2, Arcola, Indiana. Number 2, Abbott. Something. I think this is right content, but it's a thinner paper. And they always used whatever they had around to make their paper. So sometimes you just never know. But it feels like almost like the weight of typing paper. But there's this paper you could use for anything. And I kind of have a thing about taking Bibles apart also, but when they're like this and that possibly heading to the dump, I can't do it. So, I mean, there's just so much special. And I do put together prayer book page bundles. And when I find them like this, or worse condition. I put them in the bundles because somebody was just going to toss this beautiful book, and there are so many ways to use them. So don't hold it against me. I'm going to put this in another safe spot. Other little book. Oh, and I have two more things I bought from her and another journal. Have you ever seen a Godey's Ladies book? I have not ever had one in my hands. So I think she said she found 175 of these. Of just the monthly. Are they monthly? Yeah. 1872 and 1876. And you'll see why they're wonderful. There's some interesting facts for ladies. And this cover is for Julie, but the rest is not. Whoop. This is crazy. All these years, and here are these hand colored prints, plates. I can't believe how cool it is to have one in my hands. And then here's one. It's called Miss Lollipop Party, the gentleman's dressing room. Oh my goodness, what are you doing in there, lady? And then they always had patterns that you could trace off. And yes, this will be coming apart, just so you know. Then we have this one. See, it's coming apart all on its own. The latest styles for ladies and children. And it folds out two more times, front and back. And you can hear that the paper is just like amazing. It's having no problems. So this, I don't know if this has get rag in it or not. It doesn't, I know it's hard to tell. Frank Sunday silver band, fashions for children. And then look at the yellow. I suppose it's not yellow, it's foxing. You can feel the font on these. And it was just a lot of ladies' information. I think that's all of the there's poetry. And then there's this in the back. You could make these a whatnot for holding newspapers. A lamp map. This is just a gem of a bunch of finds. And then it has cooking tips, language tips, book notices, and then some sillies that the editor put in. Check that out. Town or suburban resident. Yeah, I could take that house. Could build it right out here. Notice to lady subscribers. And then we have ads. Brand black alpacas for spring and summer wear in a beautiful shade of pure black. Huh, how about that? And I would say, Sandy, go upstairs and scan these, but I never use the scans. I forget they're there, or I just like to only use things once. Right. I'm not going to turn the book everywhere, so. So I will That's why these plates are not always in the magazines, because they were tipped in, so they just pop right out. Ooh la la. But she looks like me. Like, come on already. And then yet again. And another time. Isn't it just fantastic? When I can't sleep at night, these are the things that I get into. There's the invalid. That's going to be in a kit for a nurse or a doctor journal. John Williams' First Love. You deal in mysteries, she said. I want to see the good stuff. Where's the goods? I sit and read these too. It's fun. And Godey's is like the. I think there's one other one that's so much sought after, and that's the one that is French. And I can't pronounce the name, but oh, for Pete's sake. Display of fireworks. Gothic stone villa this time. Chit chat on fashions for November. Is that treasure? And this journal, I have nowhere near done. I don't think it's kind of gotten away from me. I need you to tell me though. I'm having trouble with the cover. As far as something on the front of it. Oh, where did my covers go? Okay. Here's one. Like mixed signs that says artist loft. This is meant to be a book for artwork or a journal, but it's got a lot of paper that you can use for artwork if you wanted. Then I have one other one that I really like. She's missing. Oh man, how can I ask you guys to choose? I can't find her. Said the llama. Llama, llama, llama. Oh girl, where did you go? See, I keep all my things in one of these for each journal because of this reason. Now I'm going to hope that she's in here somewhere. This is a giant one for a book. I don't know why I had to do some big books recently, so I got it's about 12 by 9, 9 by 12. And in the spirit of art, this is from 1858. I try to write things in pencil. You guys can always erase them, but that way you know how old it is. And this is from the Illustrated London Times, and it's the Promenade Gallery at Buckingham Palace. So I thought it looked kind of artsy fartsy, and I had this ad from 1891 as for an art exhibition and patronage of Her Majesty Empress Queen Frederica. And these are not that old. These are vintage from our state fairgrounds. And I don't know how vintage the lace is. And then I just looked for, it's a fatty print. I looked for things that might be artsy. This is from 1901. Paper. And then I got carried away. This little gnome is painting a butterfly. I liked her, so I put her in here. It's this one. This one's just a plain old one. And then this is a Parker ink and a calling card. And this is a painting by W. Underhill. It was exhibited at the National Institution of Fine Arts. And a little flip, a big flip, and you always have to have a sheet. Pick some braille paper. This is from a not very old book, Better Homes and Gardens, Book of Flowers. I would think that an artist would be looking at different kinds of, it looks like a charcoal drawing. And I did try to leave paper for you to use. So pretty watercolor, little pieces of paint. This is an actual postcard from, I think it says 1904 maybe? I'm not positive. One of my ladies. I gotta start sharing them too. It's not signed. I don't see a signature in here. I don't know. I might try and find out who drew that. But again, pen and ink. This paper is from Deb Ham. She ran newsprint through her embossing machine. And I found these somewhere, and I added these little paint 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 dabs with palettes onto it and used them for tabs. And this is just a giant piece of ledger paper with cool writing. Then there's another pocket. And I did not sew this in, as you can tell, because I thought maybe someone might want to use the pages in here or move them around or take them out and paint them and put them back. Uh, so there's extra papers. This was from a book, and the card is from a paper kit from, I can't remember which one, Graphic 45 maybe. So he's in there. I don't know how vintage this is. It just was big and pretty. I found a paper pad that was like palettes. So I put one of those in. And Edith Holden's watercolor. This is a map of Philadelphia downtown. And this is, I don't know, kind of shiny on one side and flat on the other, or matte. This is from the 1800s, early rag sheet music. Oh, you got fewer sheet than this one, because it looks like a drawing. Oh boy, and then there's a pocket here. And I have to say, I really do love this picture because it's from a book about the Wisconsin Dells and the photographer up there. And his wife actually was a photographer too. And she did all the same stuff he did. I thought that was pretty neat. And then German paper and another card. I might need to put a paperclip there. This is from an Ideals. I don't know if you're at my sale the other day. I had some Ideals, and they're just so cool. This is a giant envelope, and it is just collaged. It's got some old things in. This also is my favorite patty print, favorite botanical. Let's put it that way. But I'm sharing. Be happy I'm sharing. Be proud of me. And this is Practical Mechanics Journal, November 1869. So any of this you could paint. And this is just tied. So if you wanted to take this whole thing apart, add whatever, it's untie the bow. I'll show you on the outside what comes out of there. Some vintagey things. That's the other side of that envelope. And then, of course, you have a book spine as a puck. See, I've been working on my flower stuff. Little letter. I had to reinforce some pages. This is from an 1802 encyclopedia. How cool is that? It's the last bottom part of the music. And this is from June 1869, Practical Mechanics Journal, like 5. And I thought, it would be really fun. It folds out in 3 sections. And then you have the whole back of it if you want to use it for painting or drawing or whatever. So the basics are done here. I like him. I think he's great. This is from Edith Holden's German version. And then this opens, and oh my gosh, another sheep. Hello, sheepy. I'm sorry, no part of this is that frame for you guys. And that's just a pretty lady picture. And I picked out some ledger that had really pretty writing on it in case you guys want to use it for something else. We tried to stay with artsy kinds of pictures. Like this reminded me of a watercolor. See, you can see my theme this week, can't you? That's the other part of the watercolor. This totally doesn't, unless you want to eat breakfast out when you're eating, which would be good. A little picnic. Watercolor. This is why did she want to learn painting anyway? To spend her life daubing colors on a piece of cloth for folks to stare at? This is 1899. And yes, I think she wanted to do just that. And that's a journaling card. This is an envelope I doctored up a little bit, and it has some special papers in there. It's the London News. It has an article about exhibition of the Society of British Artists, and then an art picture. This is not as hard as I'm making it seem. There you go. I love them. I'm sure they don't hang around in the daffodils or tiger lilies, but he needed one. There we have, oh, that's just a tuck spot. And this side is a tuck spot with kind of a watercolory pen and ink drawing kind of thing. And this flips out, and it has some of the original negatives and pictures in it. Patty, the other side of the patty print. And this, I'll bring this over so you could see it better. Give me a little journal there for notes. Remove the computer, and that's going to bump us out of here. This is the English, it's one of the English School of Art, and I, of course, covered up the words. And look at that. Didn't see him coming. So I just tried to use some things that I thought were artsy, or that something you might have gone out and done with an art journal. It's another watercolor. This is a old 1800s flyleaf from a book. And then this says Dini and a ticket to an art exhibit. That side's cooler. And then this is another one of the Illustrated London News from 1858. And I thought that looked, could be a art gallery entrance or something fancy. So that's what I did with this one. And I'm just trying to finish it up because I have been a little carried away. Now, I really don't know what happened to the other pictures for this. What happened? Is that you? Yes. He's hiding on us. Okay, so it's this one because she's painting, or the staircase leading to an artist loft. So this will get doctored up just a little bit, but tell me, the lady or the stairs? Whatever you guys think is better, or neither one, and I'll keep looking for one. So that's all I have for you. And I am going to go do some stuff, put some things away, and get moving because I have done absolutely zip except play around today. Ran into town, came back. I don't know. it must be time to take Penny out for zoomies in the yard. So I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day.